Hi everyone, Judy here at River City Sewing bringing you this week's video news. Well, this week at the store, behind the scenes, we've been doing a little bit like a sewing room clean out. You know what it's like, things build up in there and you can never find anything where you go to look for it. Well, we've actually cleared our storage of our warehouse this week, and some of you who've been passing through would have seen the debris go out in skips this week. So it's nice to have a clean up, and I know what it's like with a sewing room, and it's 100-fold here at the store. So we've had a massive zhuzh clean out, sorting, getting rid of stuff that we've just accumulated over time. So in the interest of the end of financial year, we've found some stuff that we did want to move on to a different home, and there are items that we are actually clearing and moving on from. All right, so quite a few things happening in this last little bit of the end of financial year sales. So the first one I wanted to mention today was our 15 needle Rokoma multi-needle machine. It's a demo model that we've got it in our upstairs section of the building here right now. We're going to bring it downstairs so you can get a better look at it. It's a beautiful machine. It's one of those commercial type embroidery machines. 15 needles, so 15 threads you can put on at any one particular time. We have transitioned from being a Rokoma dealer simply because we want to concentrate on the stuff that we do better. And all of these other brands that we do and the type of machines that we sell to you at home are more in our plan of what to go forward with in the future. So we will be transitioning out of Rokoma, so this will be our last machine that we sell as our demo model. So if you have been thinking about what it'd be like to have a great multi-needle embroidery machine, if you've already got a multi-needle and you're looking to upgrade to something a little bit bigger, well, this particular demo model will come with all the accessories that we have, including a massive, I think it's 560 by 300 hoop, which is a really massive rectangular hoop, as well as 11 existing hoops, the cap frames, the cap station, the whole sort of thing. So normally this machine, brand new, is $21,990. Because it's our demo model and it's hardly ever been used, it's only for those of you who do embroidery, understand that 72,000 stitches is like a brand new one, right? That's what its stitch count is right now. We're going to run it a little bit today upstairs because we're just changing some threads over and giving it a run, but 72,000 stitches is like one design. Okay, you know, for those of you who are in my embroidery class, you can understand that, right? So it hasn't done a lot of work at all. It's just been a demo. We haven't done a lot with that machine. We were going to keep it to do some caps and hats and all that kind of stuff, but we just decided to move on. So out of that, one of you are going to get a really great embroidery machine, and we're selling this demo with all the bits and pieces that go with it, installed around the Brisbane area for $12,990. Okay, so way cheaper than a brand new top of the range machine, 15 needle. So if you've been thinking about a multi-needle and you love working stuff out in your software and then bringing it to your machine, then this Rokoma might be the one for you. Okay, comes on its own stand, and you'll see that I'm going to put some pictures in the email that come here. All right, so I'm not putting it online. Okay, it's basically it's going to be delivered here into Brisbane. It's just a great machine. It's not in our wheelhouse anymore. It's not where we want to focus our attention in, and it's just simply that we need to take it to a better home, all right, for someone who will really appreciate it and get the work out of it. So it's sad because I do love multi-needle embroidery machines, and but hey, it's, we've got to concentrate on the things we do best, and that is all these lovely things that we sell here in the store. So if you know someone who's looking for a lovely embroidery machine, multi-needle, then give us a call. First one in gets it, and there's only one. I'm not going to be able to do any more, but if you're interested, come in and have a look around. So as far as the end of financial year, next week we have a price change on quite a few of the brands, okay, because there'll be increases on things like Fafa and Husqvarna accessories. At the moment, they're 20% off until the 30th of June. If you are looking to get some accessories or those kinds of things, you need to get your order in pretty quickly, all right, because our last order with for those accessory deals will be cutting off at, well, I've got to have it in by 1 o'clock, so it'll be midday on Monday, all right. Then Tuesday is the 30th of June, so things will happen from Wednesday the 1st of July, because there'll be price changes for pretty much all of the accessories with Fafa and Husqvarna Viking. There'll be new specials and machines going off special, and there'll be a whole lot of stuff happening at the one time. So, but in between, we have topped up some of our clearance items. So as we've been going through and checking stock and doing all that kind of stuff, we put some extra stock in there, some extra fabrics in there, just loads of stuff. And we're just going to keep them until they're all gone. All right, so we've got our clearance bins. We're just going to keep putting stuff into those. So if you're in the store and you haven't had a bit of a poke around in there, most of the stuff that's in that storage bin is 50% off, okay? Pretty much most of that. And there's some really cool things in there. There's some kits, there's some bag kits, there's some fabric, there's some pre-cuts, there's some end of bulk fabrics, just little stuff that you might want to pick up with a nice bargain. So the new arrivals this week is, we've just received our holiday cheer fabrics. Now, some of these are quite traditional prints, as you would see. This is a motor print from Stacey ES2, which hopefully I've said that right. She does really fun kids related product, and one of the panels in this, like, it's got lots of fun traditional text. Now this would be great as table centers or placemats or that kind of thing. However, there is 2 panels that we got with this range. So we got a selection of the fabrics. So we've cut some, that little one was Fat Aids, and we've cut these. There's 9 different prints that we bought, and it was just enough to top up your range of Christmas fabric. A little bit different because we've got it's got the print on, and it's sort of tone on tone. It's really quite fun, really quite traditional, which is something a little bit different. So one of the panels, let me just pop this out, would be great for placemats, making your own table centers or things like that. So they're all these, there's 9 on the panel. So they would be fun just to have something different for your Christmas stash. And the other panel is a toy panel, and I'm going to go around this side, watch my feet so I don't, oops, you can't see it. So let me grab this one. All right. This toy panel is gorgeous, all right? So what they're going to make here are these 2 little toys. Aren't they cute? So it's got all their clothes on there, and they've got the 2 panels. So they've got the little girl reindeer and the little boy reindeer. So our team are going to make one of these up and pop it here. We have 14 of these toy panels, which would be really a lot of fun. And we only have 7 of the block panels. All right, so we only took a little sprinkling of those. I'm just going to pop this one back up here. So now this range is called Holiday Cheer, and the little toy panel is called the Christmas Deer Plushies. I've just called it the toy panel, okay, but that's what they're called, the Christmas Deer Plushies. And this one is, we've called it just the block panel, but it has some really cool writing on it. As you can see, it's like Merry and Bright, Merry Christmas. So you could use a little bit of this yeah, there's a bit of something in there. I've got it on both sides, but we've cut those into the 7 panels. All right, so it gives you 9 placemats. You could do a little bit with that. You could add some of the Christmas red and a few of the other motor colours with this one. And because it's like a reproduction of some old print, you probably got something very similar in your stash. We were talking about this particular print with the candy canes on it. I know I have some of this in my stash, but it doesn't feel as nice as this fabric does, I can tell you. And we've got some of these sort of prints. Now we do have some other Christmas print from we're going to bring out because Christmas in July, so we're hoping to do a little bit with that. But you can see just, you know, if you can add a little bit to it, there's some cream, you could add that beautiful cream color, some darker greens to match in with all that, and you could really expand out the range and just do some really traditional Christmas items with those. So we're going to tag those up this morning. We only got them cut yesterday and put together last night. I've still got to tag them up. And they'll be up on the website, but they won't be up till probably Saturday afternoon. I've got to get photos and all that for them to go up. So, but if you're interested, give the team a call and just say it's the holiday cheer. Now we've got fat 8s and fat quarters, and we've got the toy panel and the block panel. And the rest of that here, which is quite fun, is all around, what's this pricing here? It was about $35 a metre, okay? It's just beautiful fabric. You know, it's traditional print on a good quality fabric. So if you haven't got any Christmas projects to do yet, but you want a little sprinkling, then why not maybe pick up one of the panels and make some new placemats for this year. That way you can use part of your stash with some of the new ones. We aren't doing a lot of Christmas fabric this year because we still have a whole pile sitting over there, which we're going to all group together here for you for Christmas in July. Hopefully that'll encourage you all to get your Christmas on this year and get some, you know, use up some of that stash and, you know, use some extra fabrics there to make something useful for your Christmas table. All right, so that's it. That's the holiday cheer range that has just arrived. So lots of fun. For those of you who were looking at coming into the stall for the Gamel classes, you need to book because if we don't get our numbers there, I'm going to have to postpone that. All right. So at the moment we've got a very limited number of people in there. So we need to make sure that if you were thinking about it and you had been putting off booking it, I would say, please, can you organise to have a look at that in the next few days? Because if we do not get our minimums on that, I need a minimum of 5 people. And I know that some of you have already done that Gamel Back to Basics class, and there's a lot of you. I know we get the calls, and I know Marino gets the calls and said, look, I need to brush up my skills because I'm only doing certain things with my software. Come into that class, you know. If you can, come in and have a look because that'll be one of our last Gamel classes for this year. Okay, so if you have been thinking about it, please go in and have a look at the website. So the one thing I want to talk about now is classes, and next week there's no Tuesday night class because of the stocktake and end of financial year happening on Tuesday. So, but I've started to put up some new dates for Know Your Machine classes, and more will go up again next week. So tomorrow is our Stitcherers Embroidery Club morning, so 9:30 till around about 11, and then our Saturday Stitch Out after that. So if you are, just a reminder, all you Stitchers out there that Stitchers is happening tomorrow, come along and have a look around. I'm not giving you the topic this week because I want it to be a surprise and I want to see your homework. All right, remember we all had homework. So, all right, I want to make sure you bring that along. Bring some show and tell of some of the embroidery that you've done over the last month or so. and hopefully you'll inspire others in the class to be part of that. That's going to be upstairs in our embroidery zone. I still haven't got a name for it yet, but it's called the zone right now. So that'll be upstairs in there. So it should be fun. We'll have a bit of fun tomorrow morning with embroidery, and then tomorrow afternoon with Stitch Out happening straight after. All right. So look forward to seeing you all then. So that's all I've got for you this week. Short and sweet. After a week of cleanup, I'm pretty tired. So I'll be looking forward to bringing you all the news from next week in a new financial year, and hopefully you will find a bit of fun with us as we go through the rest of the year. Don't forget about this lovely new range that we've got here with the holiday cheer and those fun little panels. If you've got any queries about any of the products that you saw, or questions about the sale items, finishing, I better remind myself about this. The AccuQuilt sale, there's less and less of those dies available, but just remember our last order has to be Monday at midday. Okay, so if you are looking to either order any of those discontinued dies, any Fafnir Husqvarna accessories are currently 20% off, or any of the sale products that are on now, you got to get it in by Monday at lunchtime. Okay, otherwise we might not be able to get that order out on time for you. But other than that, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you in store really soon. Come and have a browse around. We've had lots of visitors this week, so it's fun to see you all coming into the store and having a browse. And we're always here to help. So from all the team, thanks for watching. Bye for now.